Gemini 3.0 is a fantastic model, but let's be honest, Google dropped so many updates at the back end of 2025, it can feel completely overwhelming. You're probably sitting there thinking, where do I even start? So today, I'm going to take you from an absolute beginner to a Gemini power user. And we aren't talking about drafting emails here. You're going to learn how to use deep research to analyze competitors, build actual apps in minutes, and reclaim hours of your work week. So, no more guessing, no more prompting in the dark, so let's get into it. To get started, head over to gemini.google.com. To unlock the full power, you will need to make sure you have a Google account, and you can sign up for that in minutes. The first thing I want to show you is the different models that you can select. Think of this as choosing the brain you want to work with for the day. Most of you will default to fast. It's built on Gemini 3 and it's perfect for 99% of your day-to-day, summarizing articles or replying to that email. It's instant, it's free, and it's brilliant for basic tasks. Then you have thinking. This is actually my default choice. Think of this as the architect. Gemini stops and actually reasons through your problems instead of just blurting out a reply. It's for your more complex, logical, and multi-step planning. Now, on the free version, you get a few of these a day, but if you've upgraded to Pro tier, which is £18.99 a month, you get unlimited access. For me, I'd rather wait a couple of extra seconds for a more accurate response. And finally, there's Pro. This is the flagship Gemini 3 model. This is the CEO. If you're doing heavy duty coding, advanced maths, or analyzing a large document, this is the one you select. It's the highest level of intelligence that is available. Now that we understand the different models, let's have a look around the interface. First one is I use daily is the dictation tool. I just find it easier to actually put my prompt in by talking to Gemini. Then you've got tools. And under tools, you have a range of items you can use on your daily workflow. You've got deep research, which conducts research across the internet, visiting thousands of websites, and you can also upload your own research into it, and then it will generate a report and cite where it's got those items from in the report. Then you've got create videos, and you can create a cinematic video using VO3. Bearing in mind that deep research and VO3, you might have limited access to them on the free version. Then you can create images using Nano Banana, and this is fantastic, and I'll show you how to create an infographic from here. Then we have Canvas. This is what I kind of feel is the collaborative piece. So this is where you would go to create your apps in a couple of minutes, and it is mind-blowing. But you can also create a blog piece, but go through and interact and edit it and update certain items of that blog piece directly in Gemini. We're not going to cover guided learning today or visual layouts. We might do that in a later video. If we now click on the plus icon, we've got a couple of things that we can add to this. We can upload files directly from our computer, and we can also add in files from Google Drive. We can even add in images from our photos, and you can import code. And a new thing here, which is going to be a video all by itself, you can now also interact with Notebook LM. And if you haven't used Notebook LM, where have you been? Moving over to the left-hand side, and if we click on the three lines, we can expand this, and we've got some items here that I'm going to quickly run through. You've got new chat, which is basically what it says on the tin. It starts a new chat. Then we've got my stuff. Think of this as a library. So any items you create in Gemini, such as blog posts in Canvas, an app, images, video, they will all live under my stuff, and you can go through and access them. Then you've got gems, which is like custom chat GPTs, but we'll go into this in a bit more detail later on in the video. Then you've got your chats. So any chats that you have created previously, you are able to go and access them here and continue the conversation. So let's test out the thinking model using Gemini 3. I've got this prompt that I have created earlier. You are a senior business consultant. I am a solo accountant launching a service for YouTubers and streamers. I have limited time but want high growth. Evaluate 3 pricing models. The volume play, a £250 one-off fee for an end-of-year tax return. B, the concierge, £300 a month for full bookkeeping and WhatsApp support. And then C, the hybrid, £99 a month for software access and quarterly check-ins. So I've stipulated these three services that I'm potentially thinking of doing. I'm going to use the thinking model, and you'll see the output where it will go through and think about what my problem is and the best approach. So let's just hit submit and see what it does. As you can see, it's guiding us through what the different thoughts it's going through. It's got the model evaluation, so it hasn't just given me bullet points, it's actually put it into a table, breaking it down side by side. It's even giving me the annual value as well. Then it's got the volume play. It's being very clear on here, saying this verdict, discard, right? This is a race to the bottom. You attract price sensitive clients who only contact you when they are stressed. It's not what we want. Then we've got the concierge. This is a selective premium. This is great for cash flow, but WhatsApp support, it's a trap for a solo founder. It creates reactive work environment that interrupts your deep work. It knows me so well. I don't like to be interrupted. And then it's got the hybrid one. So this one is the winner for its growth. So it's not just giving me the answer, it's told me why and its rationale of how it's arrived at this. You can now see the difference here in terms of breaking it down. So to achieve high growth with limited time, I suggest a modified version of option C. So it's actually changing a bit. This is that it replaces WhatsApp with a creator community, or such as Slack and Discord, or a monthly group Q&A, so they could jump online and we could have this. Or furthermore, we could move to a one-to-one model too. The next use case we're going to go and have a look at is deep research, and we're going to start a new chat. So I'm just going to click on the new chat icon, and then I'm going to go down to tools. I'm going to make sure I've selected deep research. So before I put my prompt in, I just want to go through these new items that have appeared on our interface. We've got sources. So I can not only just search from the internet, but I could also go into my Google Workspace. And if I had files that were related to that query I was searching for, it would also pull that out. I can also upload files from my computer. So I might have some comprehensive PDFs that I would upload. So I could just click on here and upload those PDFs as well. But we're just going to do deep research based on the internet. So here's my prompt. Conduct a market analysis of UK accountants specializing in content creators and influencers. Identify the top 3 firms or individuals. For each one, find their pricing model. Is it a monthly retainer or a one-off? Their primary marketing channel, are they on TikTok, Instagram, or LinkedIn? Any negative client feedback. Look for complaints about speed or lack of industry knowledge. And finally, create a gap analysis identifying any underserved audiences that I could target. This isn't your standard chat with Gemini. It will go off and conduct deep research, visiting hundreds of websites, discarding what isn't useful, and only pulling in content that it feels is serving your request. So we're going to hit this, and just bear in mind, it does take some time to generate, but the results are absolutely fantastic. So before it actually starts doing the deep research, it will come up with a plan that I can just go through and double check on this. I can then edit a plan if I didn't like it, but for what it's gone for now, I'm happy with this. So I'm just going to click on start research, and then we'll come back and check on this in a few minutes. It's off doing its research, and like I said, it will take some time. It started doing its research. So we'll leave that to run in the background. While that deep research is running, I want to create an app. And this app is going to essentially create a lead magnet for me that allows influencers and creators to estimate what their tax liability is going to be at the end of the year. To do this, we're going to start a new chat, and we're going to select Canvas, and then I'm going to put my prompt in. Notice I've changed it to fast. The only reason why I've done this is for the purpose of this video, and I normally would have it on thinking. So I've selected Canvas, I've asked it to create a app, and I've given it the colors as well, and let's see what it comes up with. While it's running, let's quickly check in on our report. So it's still running, it's nearly there, and it's now analyzing the results. So as you can see here, it started to create the app. I mean, I have no idea what this code is or what it's doing, but let's see what it comes up with in the end. Here is my app. let's talk about how much revenue. I've made 100,000 from YouTube, and I've made 200,000 from sponsorship deals. I'll go down and let's just say my general expenses have been 75,000 for the year for just editing and everything as well. I haven't got any quick add-ons here, but what it's now going to do at the bottom is tell me that I've got my annual take home is £131,790. That isn't mine. And then it's going through it now. So it's breaking it down. So total income, it's gone my total deductibles, which was the 75,000 expenses. And then it's telling me here is my tax profit of what I need to do. And then my personal allowance has been eaten up. And then my income tax is going to be approximately £87,000 I have to pay. Yikes! And national insurance. But where I asked it was when it hits the 40% tax bracket is to pop up and give me a tax efficiency way of saving. So if I click on here, it's now saying take a small salary and the rest of dividends. Dividends is taxed at a lower rate than income. Okay, but this is where I would have to move to a limited company. I could put this on my website and share with people. So I click on there, and then what I could do is enter the email and it can send them the guide. So this is my lead magnet here. Let's go back and look at the deep research. This is now being completed. So it's gone across the internet and it's given me a comprehensive research document on accountancy services for the creator economy. I can go through and look at the contents. It's broken it down so I can have a quick glance here and see the different bits of the report as well. As I scroll through it, it's the same bits as the content, but going to the bottom, which I think is really important, is it tells me the sources that were used in this report. It's done that from a simple prompt, but the rich, detailed research we can gain from this is fantastic. Now, I have a couple of options. I can share it, which would just have a direct link to this deep research, or I can export it to Google Docs, and that will create a Google document. And I can just copy the content. But here's where the real power is. When I click on create, I have a couple of options here. I can create a web page. I can create an infographic. I could create a quiz or flashcards. But the real one is if I say, for example, didn't want to read this and I wanted to listen to it in the car, I can create an audio overview. Powerful, right? On to the next use case now. I'm going to get Gemini to read a YouTube video. Yes, that's exactly what I said, read a YouTube video. But I'm not only going to get it to read a YouTube video, I'm going to get it to also create an infographic based off that YouTube video. What I'm going to do is click on tools and then click on create images. Now this will use Nano Banana and it's absolutely fantastic, like I said earlier. I'm going to put this prompt in and I've asked it to analyze this YouTube video. First, extract the 5 essential steps for filing a return accurately. Next, generate a professional, visually clear infographic summarizing these 5 steps. Use a clean blue and white color scheme with distinct icons for each step. And then I just hit return. That video might be 20 minutes, but my clients are not going to watch that video. So instead, I want to create a simple infographic, and this is what it will do. And there we go. Based off just watching that YouTube video or reading that YouTube video, as I said earlier, it's created this simple infographic. And now I could put this on LinkedIn to support people in helping them file their assessments. Obviously, I would double check that if I was an accountant to make sure that is accurate because I don't want any problems if people miss their deadline. Now we've created that, I want to create another asset. I want to create a quick video using VO3. And again, we're going to go to a new chat. We're going to click on tools and we're going to click create videos. Then I've got some templates that I might want to pick, and this is quite new, but I know what I'm going for. I'm not going to use those templates. So here's my prompt that I've created to generate a cinematic photorealistic video of a glowing neon pound sign floating in a dark futuristic void. And then I've given it the style that I want. And then I hit submit. And then it will start creating that video as well. Let's have a look at our video and let's see the output of it. So let's hit play. I mean, that is pretty good. Based on the prompt, it's created a cinematic video with the pound sign, and I could use that on Instagram or on LinkedIn and write a detailed post under it. Fantastic. And what you will see here, even on the pro version, you get access to 3 videos per day. But in another video, I will show you how to create more cinematic videos using VO3. Now I'm going to look at creating gems. And the best way to think of gems is if there is something that you do repeatedly and you don't want to copy out the same prompt, this is where you use a gem. And what's really handy with it is you can then share it with your team members and they can use the gem as well. So let's take an example. I want to generate blogs. But me being an accountant, I'm stereotyping here, apologies, that I might write my blog posts a bit dry. And for my target audience, who are influencers and creators, we need it to be in layman terms and actually something that they're going to be interested in. And I want it to have my brand voice. So to do this, I click on the 3 lines here, go to gems, and then what you will see is a couple of things. You've got gems that have been pre-made by Google, and you could use any of these just by clicking on them. But then you have the option of creating your own gem. So I have a couple of here. So I have one that actually goes through and reviews my YouTube videos and tells me what I could improve on. But so we're going to now give it a name. So let's give this name accountancy blogs. So I've put that in there. I can give a description, but I don't need to do that for now. And here is my prompt that I have put in. You're an expert SEO blog writer specializing in the creator economy. Your task is to write blog posts for YouTubers about UK tax. And I've given it its style. What I can do is I can use Gemini to rewrite that to make it better. So let's click on that magic pencil to do that. And there we go. It has expanded on what I have written. So it's now broken it down even further. Act as an expert SEO blog writer specializing in the creator economy. And then it's given me the behaviors and rules as well. So there we go. And now I can test that out. So before we do that, I can then select what is the default tool. So if it was image generation, I could do that. If it was deep research, I could do that. But I don't want to use a tool. I could also upload files as references. So if I wanted to create a knowledge base for this gem and I've got a brand voice guideline, I could upload that PDF or actually add it from my archive as well. And I can also add it from Notebook 11. Let's test this out and see what it actually does. So let's say create a blog post on end of year self-assessment returns. I can change the model. I'm going to go back to thinking and then hit submit. And all I'm doing here is testing it out in this playground here. So it's analyzing it, it's going through it, and there we go. I'm happy with that. But if I want to go back and edit it, I could go here, update some of the text here, or I could upload some files. But I'm happy with that. I'm going to click on save. And once you click on save, you can then just get started with it. So if I wanted to access that now, I would simply click on my gems. And then if I wanted to edit it, I'll click on the pencil. If I wanted to share it, I could click on the share icon and then it'll start preparing to share it. And then I have a couple of options, is anyone with the link, or I could share it with specific people as well. But I'm not going to do that now. I'm just going to actually want to use it. Write a blog post for creators and influencers on the importance of doing their self-assessment returns by the deadlines and step-by-step guide on how to do it. So there we go. I don't have to be as detailed with my prompt this time because I've put all of that inside the gem. And there is my blog post written. And now I can share this with my team as well. And it's given it step by step. It's given some links to it as well. I would obviously go through and make sure that it is correct, the information that is in there. Wow, we've covered so much in this video. deep research, building an app, creating an infographic, using Nano Banana Pro, creating reusable gems, creating a video from a simple prompt. Hopefully you're feeling more confident about using Gemini 3.0. Feel free to share this video with a friend that also wants to learn about Google Gemini. If you got value from this video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe for more videos just like this. See you on the next one.